This thing, I swear, I'm just... At this point, I just gotta laugh. Well, it's me. It's me! It's Chris. And I'm back in the garage again. Why do you ask? Because I spend my entire, every waking minute out here. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Anyways. Back again on this wonderful beast of an Impala. Bam Bam, to be exact. Bam Bam is giving me fits. You know how Bam Bam's got that big paddle bat? It's made of stone. Been bashing me over the head a couple times. Got another one here. Let me show you. So, threw this board under, and we are back to having a couple small little oil drips. Not fun. So that's way much more good or better-ish than what it was. Because remember, we had quite a lot of oil, and it was just down the whole thing. I still don't like that. It still bothers me, because I don't like this car specifically having oil leaks. I just don't. It's not how I roll. Bert, you piss out oil all you want. That's acceptable. This, it's not. So, what I did is I took the oil pressure sensor off after doing some Googling. And you could see, I kind of took RTV and I went kind of a little nuts all the way around the edge. Because apparently these things decide to break down and start leaking out oil. It's like, sure, why not? Didn't work. So it started. You could see wherever. I don't know. It was, yeah, bottom part here. It was still weeping out. So ordered up a brand new one. It's like, okay, that's got to be it, because that's where, you know, it was leaking and dripping, and it's the only thing that was racking my brain. I didn't film it, but I put the new one on. For those asking, well, how do you put that on in the car? You got to use this majigger. So what it is, there's a specific socket for those sensors. I ordered it 1 and 1/16. You can use a Craftsman or whatever. Just, you can get in there. But it's a 1/2 inch. Then I got a 1/2 inch to a 1/4 inch swivel. And then I got the little short thing. And then I got this one. And what that does is, let me show you this, where it barely fits. Is right in back here, right between that shift linkage and the back of the valve cover. This guy fit in there, and you can slide it on there, take it off, put it on. It can be done in 5 minutes. One simple plug. So I already changed it out. That stopped leaking. Cool. Where's our drips coming from then? Well, funny you asked. Had the car into getting alignment. I don't do alignments. I get them close, but don't do them. Actually brought it to a Chevy dealer. Why not? About the only reputable place, I would say, in town here. And they were admiring Hoon and Han the car. Okay, thanks. One tech came up to me. He's like, yeah, I got a little minor oil leak in there. And I'm like, is it residual? He's like, no, it's kind of weeping out just a little bit. So took it back there, looked at it. Sure enough. Do you recall when we did the oil pan gasket and I said that this housing might have to come out where the oil filter is? Yeah, I got little tiny drip coming off of the oil filter. That's not the only spot. The other spot I got is over here, passenger side. Right down there, sticking up right in your face. The oil dipstick. How? I don't know if it's worn through. I don't know. But apparently that oil dipstick is weeping out just enough. It's coming down the side of the block, going down passenger side of the car. It's a little bit. So yeah, those two things I noticed. So we're gonna fix those today. Sad thing is I leave for Powertour here very soon here. And as you can see, it was actually in the middle of finishing up video and another video and packing up the trunk, getting that all ready to go. I was like, you know what? I'm on a time crunch. I better get the that oil leak fixed. Now, I did think here, well, wait a minute. You're all good. It's driving. It's just a little bit. Do you really need to do? Yes. Yeah, I thought about bringing the parts, just doing them with me when I'm on the road. But I don't want to. I don't want to crawl under the car. I mentioned that before. I just want to do it in the comfort of my own space, my spaces. So I don't have an exact dipstick for an LT1. What I do have is a dipstick for a LS, brand new. And I'm pretty sure it's the same. I did beat it up a little bit getting in and out of that engine. So hopefully it's the same length. Hopefully it'll work. I'm judging by that oil dipstick that we tried putting in the other dipstick. Judging by that, they're pretty darn close on the same length. I think it'll work, and I think it'll work out very well. So let's install an oil dipstick if we can. And also, let's go ahead and fix that other gooped up leak with the common issue on those aluminum oil filter things. Now, okay, getting in here, you can see where it's seeping out the oil, and it's all going down that passenger side, which, again, not bad, and that's just from what it's dripped from sitting a couple days. Ugh. I haven't driven it since I got the alignment done. But, as we knew earlier, we thought it was oil pan gasket that was making the starter, or something up top making everything oily and gross down here. It looks like it's the dipstick. It's kind of just getting all over that spark plug right there, the boot, drippy. And unfortunately, I think the starter is going to have to come out again. That's fine. It's fine. But over here, I guess the good news is at least our oil filter housing one maybe has self-healed a little bit, because it did have a drip that was coming right off of the filter. I don't know, those are still a little wet. Maybe that one wasn't what I was looking at. So I guess now we're going to pull the starter back out again, and we are going to get this oil dipstick tube out. I don't think, really looking at the housing on it, bracketry, we might have to get creative with some brackets, but I don't know. All right, pull the starter out. You'd also notice that this wheel sounds like the brake's dragging. So I'm going to pull that off too and see why that is dragging. Probably something when we checked it out, we didn't put it back together right. Why? All right, starter's coming out. Okay, so now the starter's out. Didn't take very long. You can see right up there, the dipstick goes up through the header. It just has that one, I think it's a 10 mil to pull up. Problem's going to be is fishing it out. Hopefully we can fish it out through the top. Maybe we'll have to lift it up and then bring it back down through the bottom here. Either way, you got just the 110 mil bolt. We're going to try to get that out. Might have to take a pair of pliers and try to pry it out of the hole here. Then we're going to wipe down everything, make sure it's clean, compare the two, see which one fits. So let's get it done. Okay, the old one's out. What I think happened, I don't have a gasket down there anymore. So I think that O-ring is deteriorated and it was just doing like a blow-by, caking it. I am gonna check and make sure that it's not like rusted out up here or anything like that. It is a little bit more bent. Kind of had to do a little bit more bending to it than normal. Compared to the other one, go kind of follow it and curve it and whatever. They're the exact same length. It's just, of course, this one has a different bend in it. The bracket, of course, too, is a little bit different here. I'm not really worried about the bracket as much as the leaking oil. Other concern I got is this one's like super long and that one's super short, so the dipstick will be sticking way past it then versus the little bit that it does in there. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try to clean the original one up here and we'll see if it's salvageable or if it's needs to be replaced. Okay, I got this pretty well cleaned up. And, you know, by looking at it, you might not really think it's bad. Well, we got issues. And I don't know if you can see right up in there, we got issues. So what happens is I take my rubber glove here, I put it on the end there, take the good old brake clean, fill the tube up. See it dripping? It's not dripping, well it is dripping from over there, but we hold it like this, you can see it's dripping off of that center section. And I don't know. It's not good is what I'm saying. So from what it looks like, yeah, there's quite the brake clean all over the floor, but it's leaking from inside in here. And when I put my headers on, I had to twist and bend and shell all this stuff, and you can see the kinks that I have in this hose, which you end up having to do. Totally my fault, but it lasted 10 years. But she went. If you do need the part number for this, it's R60955. I can tell you that because the way that it is. Anyways, so now I'm going to try to fish that other one on there, and we're just going to hopefully make do. If we can't, plan B is I'm going to, I don't know yet. RTV it? I don't know. I can't overnight one. Powertour, we're leaving like, I don't know, like less than 48 hours. So unfortunately, after struggling with that for some time, she ain't gonna fit. Got in there fighting, it wasn't gonna work. So now I'm back to the original tube. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just clean up the area here. Probably use a whole can of brake clean. Scrub it up really nice. Get in there, pick out any of the dirt that I can. And then I'm going to use some black RTV. I'm going to RTV it up. Get a new one ordered. This will at least get me by. But got to do something because I need an oil dipstick. Because I really want to check the oil while I'm cruising around. I don't feel like just plugging it. Which comes to shove, I'll do that, but I don't know. Let's clean it up and see what happens. Well, it ain't the prettiest, but we got the RTV is all around little problem area. Also, put a new rubber on the end here. Hello. So, instead of waiting for this to dry like I probably should, just going to go ahead and cram it back in to the car, let it dry on the car, so I can at least put the starter back on. So that way tomorrow we can go fire it up, and hopefully then we don't have any more leaks. So I'm gonna do this. Hanging out under the car. What's under there? Look at that little guy. Uh-huh. Deleted. Freaking hate bees. Wasp. Whatever. Honeybees, okay, but the ones that sting, no. Tube is, she's back in. When it starts cooking off the RTV off the header, remind me. Starter. Back installed. Good to know that that'll be pretty easy when I'm on the side of the road at Powertour to take off, because it's caked with oil. Anyways, getting ahead of myself. Let's look at that caliper now. So looking in here, pads are not, you know, terribly worn. That's good. What it is though is back pad is kind of taut in there. So all it is it's just dried up. I thought I greased it up when I had it apart here. I was checking the caps, but I guess not. So I don't know. I'm just gonna pull it apart really quick, grease it up, call her good. It shouldn't come right out like that, but it's got a little grease in it, but not a lot. Okay then. Yeah, pins are brand new, so bushings are brand new. I don't know, must just dried up or something. GM puts in here. Does it work? Kind of, sort of. That little slot right there is supposed to be able to hold the caliper, but I don't know, something like that. How about that? No kidding. Pads. I don't know how that happened. We got a nick in that. Maybe something came up and got caught up in there. Rotor's not grooved. Bearings. They sound healthy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grease all this stuff up. Put her back together. Send it. That's what I was talking about that little notch. Pretty neat right there. All the GMs have them. Just apparently go like that. Who knew? Anyways, it's time to clean the stuff up. All right, so still have some drag on it, but not as nearly as bad as it was, and hopefully everything will loosen up a little bit. Probably replace that caliper again, and looking to be about time to do some lines, so worry about that. Hopefully after Powertour, as long as we can make it through, shouldn't be an issue. Throw the tire back on and be done with this. Well, hey, me. We got electrical fan issue going on here. AC's been running, which is fine. And not freezing up, but that's good. My fans are not running. They should both be running right now. And one, I pulled off the relay for this AC. Click that in there. AC one's going, and you can see that the primaries start going. Well, we got a problem with the relay. It's push down on it. Now we're getting full fan. That ain't good. I just swapped the relays around from the air pump. Took that one out. We're both working, but we gotta dive into why it was loose. So, I guess I don't know if you could have heard when I was talking out there with the engine running, but primary cooling fan was not kicking on. This relay, push it down. We got a loose connection in there. I don't know what it is. Simple fix would be to do what I'm gonna do, but I'm kind of curious at why it's loose. So this was originally the air pump one, which is right here, and the AC was on, so the secondary was running. When I went to pull this off, primary kicked on, so that's how I figured out I had a loose connection. Flopped the air pump one with the fan one, just because it was there. Make sure it wasn't a relay. Now, I guess my thoughts are, I'm gonna pull that relay back out. We're gonna look at the prongs, see if one's like sunk down, up, bent out, whatever. But we gotta pull that back out. I guess the only reason I ended up checking it out was one, because I want to make sure we weren't freezing up on the AC. And two, it was warm. Primary, they should both be running. I've been around them long enough, driving it in this heat. It's pretty hot out. They both should have kicked on by now. And when I was driving it, the temp gauge went just past half. It's never been up past half, so it had me a little concerned. Honestly, I figured the motor was burned out, because I already had some on order. Because if you remember, well, last year I ordered one, it was the wrong one, but I ordered the two right ones that I needed, left and right. So I'm gonna have those with me on Powertour just in case, because that's the big thing there. But anyway, so it wasn't kicking on. Started just dinking with the relays. I was gonna pull it out, maybe a blown fuse. No, fuse wasn't blown. Well, sure stuff, when I pulled that one out, it kicked on like I mentioned here like a minute ago. So anyways, pulling that out, let's look at the prongs. So that did come out relatively easily, and we got 4 down there. They don't look sunk down or anything, I guess. Yeah, they look pretty good. So I don't know, maybe it's just the way it's flexing, and I don't know, whatever. It's doing something in there that's not happy. So what my plan is, I'm going to take a pick. I'm going to pop those out just a little bit. I mean, with this one in there, it was already working, but, you know, if we ever get into a pinch, that secondary one is a spare. And then also, I think I'm going to put just a little bit of a twist on these. You can see that they're perfectly straight. So I'm just going to put just the slightest bit of twist on them, and I'm going to open up the space. So I don't know, maybe I'll do one or the other. Maybe I'll start with those, and I don't know yet. I'm looking at it. Well, we figured it out. Get in here. This number 3 right here. She's a little loose. A little loose. Not like the others. The others are tight. So what I think happened is it actually got pushed down from the bottom side. Not really sure when, but that is definitely our culprit. Just a loose pin connector in there. So I'm going to see if I can get underneath it, push it up a little bit, maybe get it to seat better, and then hopefully we can get it to, you know, work right. All right, so I got in there and I twisted them. I actually found that the number 3, number 1, whatever this one is, they were loose too, but now they're kind of tight. I just got on the back side here, pried them over a little bit, and now they're nice and taut in there. Hopefully, well, I know our relay is gonna actually work, fit in there nice and tightly. Freaking mosquitoes, I tell you what, they're bad this year. Anyways, yeah. So relay was kind of harder to push in there, which is good. That's what you want. So we're good. Just for kicks, I think I'm gonna pull this secondary one off and check those prongs as well. All right. Get in here on these ones. Yeah, that one's kind of loose. Bend that one just a little. Yeah, they all are kind of loose here. Ooh, especially that one. So it's a good thing we check these out. We'll get those bent now, like I just did. Reinstall this relay now and see what we get. Yeah, nice and tight in there now. Cool. I believe the car is actually still warm enough, so we turn the key on. Nope, actually cooled down enough, but turn the AC on. Maybe our... Nope, maybe we gotta start it. Let's start it. Let this warm up and be back. Alright, so our primary kicked on. Let's check out the secondary. I think I was calling them opposite each other or whatever. Let's flip the AC on. We should get both those fans on now. Still ain't got nothing. Check out our relay here. Oh, there it goes. Took a second. Okay. Alright. Yeah, and our temp was just on the other side of that little line. It wasn't anywhere near the red, but it was enough to make someone worried if, you know, it normally runs right there. So I'll call that a win. You ever have bug fly up your nose while you're recording? Anyways, start checking. Motors usually go. And if the motor's blown up, your fuse is going to be blown. If your fuse isn't blown, your relay is going to be blown. So just try flipping, flopping stuff around and just go from there. And ours just happened to be a loose wire on the relay. So thanks guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, share. Hope you guys are enjoying all these pre-trip inspection things that I got going on the Impala for Hotrod Powertour 2023. Till next time. See you later.